welcome. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Yogi Bear. It is good to be seen. I hope you're having a good day so far. I am having an irritated day. Or just for no reason. Little things are making me irritated. So we'll see how today goes. So far so good. But yeah, I have my stream snack today. I have little mandarin oranges and my water. So I actually got to the grocery store today. So huzzah for me. But yeah, today is Hidden City. No, that was 2 days ago. Today is Disney Dreamlight Valley Day. That is what today is. Yeah, I have Omar with me. I do not have a blanket with me because currently I am sweltering. And unfortunately, the last couple of days, I'm either sweltering or I am cold, like freezing cold. So that is my... Why is... Oh, I don't remember turning that on. Okay, well, that's alright. It needs to be on anyway. But yeah, I think I'm getting cabin fever. I don't know what all goes into that, but I know for a fact I am sick of being cooped up in the same 2 rooms. But then again, if I'm not cooped up in the same 2 rooms, I freeze, and I am just ready for the negative weather to be done. I went to the grocery store today, and I was talking to the cashier, and I was like, yeah, I'm really just ready for this cold snap to be done. And she's like, oh, it's supposed to snow. And I'm like, okay. In my brain, I'm like, I didn't say I was done with the snow. I just said I was done with the cold snap. And to me, the cold snap means I'm ready for it to be, like, double digits. I don't care if it's 10 degrees. I'm ready for it to be double digits. That's fine. But apparently cold snap means to other people snow. So. But, oh well. I don't care if it snows. I'm just ready to leave my house without my nose almost falling off. But I mean, on the bright side, I got a lot done in my personal Dreamlight Valley on my Switch because there's not much to do. A lot of my activities that I usually do, like my hobbies, take up a lot of room, or they're in the garage, and I'm not going in there. Nope. It is too cold for that, to rummage through and find yarn. But I don't want to move all my crafts into my room, because then I'll have even less room to move about. And in retrospect, this has only taken 4 days. The cold snap has. So, because it's only taken 4 days, by the time I get all the craft stuff into my room, I will have to take it out of my room and put it back where it belongs. Oh, that's not A, that's B. Okay. I didn't need to know that. That just makes me feel more upset that this is not my main account. Okay, the deeply musical fish. The only reason why I got the deeply musical fish thing done in my personal account is because I have Moana, and I don't have Moana in this one yet, so I don't know. Okay. I don't think I even have rice yet on this account. Does rice come from Remy? Because I need rice to make sushi. Okay. So for Christmas last year, my friend gave me the original story of Beauty and the Beast, which is Belle et la Bête. Now, fortunately, she got me the translation, the unabridged translation, because I can't read French. But I love the original fairy tales, the classics, whether it's by the Grimm brothers or by people like Madame, oh, I don't remember her name now. But anyway, the author of Belle et la Bête. And it's just so sweet. I love, yes, some of them can be more gruesome, and that is an understatement. But a lot of times, too, the original stories have like meanings that you can apply to life, a life lesson that I really enjoy. But if you're ever curious about the originals, there is a podcast called Tales. And I love the, I don't know, you'd probably call her an orator of it, because she's just so good at telling the story. And they do all their research to figure out the original stuff of the classics. Something I noticed, too, about Disney Dreamlight, we don't have the older princesses. We don't have Snow White. We don't have Sleeping Beauty. Did you know there wasn't a Maleficent in the original Sleeping Beauty? Maleficent's actually a combination of two different characters in the original tale. The princess was cursed from birth that when she would prick her finger, then yes, she was gonna essentially sleep an eternal sleep. But Maleficent didn't coax her to prick her finger. There was an older woman who didn't know the decree of no spindles, and she came to weave garments for the king and essentially sell her wares. And Aurora was really intrigued by this because she had never seen a spindle before, because it was banned from her birth. And the lady tried to teach her how to spin, and then she got pricked, and the lady just ran away because she's like, because immediately Aurora fell asleep. And the lady was like, well, I didn't mean to, bye. And the kingdom was abandoned for a while because the king couldn't bear to look at his daughter that way, because she looked almost like she had died. But she was like that for years and years and years and years and years. And then a prince came along who was married, and he went on quote unquote hunting trips, essentially to get away from his wife, because he did not like her. She was not a good person. But he found her in this abandoned castle, and he was like, oh, she's beautiful. I'm gonna, essentially do what I want with her. And he did that several times under the guise of, oh, I'm going hunting. And his hunting hawk was with him. I thought that was cool that he had a hunting hawk. And his main servant. So essentially quote unquote, two entities knew what was going on. But then she became pregnant, and there were 3 fairies that looked in on her and helped her through that, because she wasn't even awake for it, for the birth or anything. And then it wasn't the spindle itself that made her go to sleep or cursed her. It was the what's it called? It was the flax that you put on the spindle. So what was caught in her skin was the flax, and when her babies wanted food, one of them, because she had twins, and when one of them wanted food, they found her finger with a flax in it and pulled it out, and she woke up. And can you imagine waking up to 2 babies and 3 fairies That would be insane.
Oh, greetings, neighbor.
But she... Oh, I'm not quite there yet. Alright, I need...
Thank you kindly.
Who do I have for mining? I'm not gonna worry about the event or the, duties, the Dreamlight duties. I am just gonna worry about building up money and, Dreamlight itself, because that's what I need. But anyway, well, the prince, he's... I don't know what I can say about him that's... Anyway, I do not like him at all. He is brazen. There we go. We will say that. He is very brazen, because he comes back to the castle after all this. And he sees her, and that she's awake, and she has had babies, and they're his. And so he's like talking to her like, oh, I'm going to take care of you, and blah, blah, blah. I'm the prince of this kingdom. And she's like, yeah, no, thank you. I can take care of the babies myself. You can go away. I do not like you, and I do not blame her for feeling that way at all. However, she's been asleep for a long time. I don't remember the exact... I know some stories say that it's been 100 years. Some stories say thousands of years. I don't remember the specifics. Because that's one of the beauties of fairy tales is they are stories passed down from many different towns, many different generations, many different cultures. And that's why a lot of stories may sound very similar, but either have different details or they have either different details or like a different end of the story. You know, a different what am I trying to say? The value you're supposed to grab from it. A lot of fairy tales, they sound the same, but the moral of the story, that's what I'm trying to say. The moral of the story is different. But yeah, so anyway, so she is weak in the legs from literally everything that's happened to her. So she permits him to stay just long enough to help her literally get back on her feet. So he stays for like 3 months, I think. Because the fairies could only help her for so long. They couldn't help her all the way. They were not human size. So they couldn't help her with everything. And finally, after 3 months, she stuck to it. She told him, you need to go. But by this point, she's fallen in love with him. Well, of course, his queen, his princess, his wife, catches on to what's going on. And, he keeps leaving. And I can't imagine that it's always hunting season when he's leaving. So, because the first man, the right-hand man, knows what's going on, he ends up spilling the beans to the queen. And she says, well, go get me the babies. And he's like, I don't think she'll give up the babies. She sent away the prince. And she's like, oh, she'll, it'll be fine. She'll do it. She can't handle it all on her own for sure. She's, essentially a single mom with no family, no nothing. She's gonna want help, essentially. So the right-hand man goes and he grabs the babies. And the queen princess, I don't know what she is exactly. She essentially wants the babies, to be offed. And the cook stops that from happening. And then the princess herself, the Sleeping Beauty, she comes along to the castle and she's like, okay, you've had my babies long enough. I want them back. And the prince is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she's like, yes, you do. And the queen figures out that Sleeping Beauty is there. And she has the courtyard people build a fire for her because she wants Sleeping Beauty offed as well. And because in her mind, she's thinking, oh, if Sleeping Beauty is offed and if the kids are offed, my husband will never do this again. Well, the husband finds out that this is what happened, and he ends up throwing the wicked queen into the fire instead of Sleeping Beauty. And then they live happily ever after in his kingdom, which, yay, but I still don't like him at all. He's awful. But yeah, that's the original story of Sleeping Beauty. I think she's a very strong princess for especially wanting to take on... She handled her circumstances well, I think. But... And I'm missing several details, I know. And like I said, everyone tells the story differently. Because fairy tales and stories used to be a word of mouth thing where you told the stories as you went. And there was a storyteller in the village. it was only when the Grimm's brothers went around, and they are not technically the authors of their stories. They are merely the writers of it,
Okay, the neighbors are nice.
if that makes sense. But all right. Oh, where'd he go? Level 6. But yeah, I wonder if Disney's ever gonna put in Aurora or Snow White. I think by far my favorite princess in both Disney and the original stories is Belle, because she doesn't care what people think. Not in a bad way, not in like, oh, constructive criticism way, but in the fact that she's different, but it's good, and it actually helps her in her story a lot, that she doesn't really care what people think. Why was there a shake in the middle of the road? It doesn't look like it's for anything. Oops. I'm gonna eat it because... Oops. There we go. We're gonna eat it because we need sustenance. But in the Disney animated, she keeps her head up and she's a very level-headed person. And she is going to read her books, she's going to support her father, she is going to do what needs to be done, no matter what the townspeople say. And I like that about her. And she didn't even care what the beast said. Now, granted, she should have listened about the room and about, there are certain things. Yes, she made mistakes. However, she mended her mistakes as well. She took care of the beast, and she helped him, despite his demeanor. I also like her in the original. In the original, she has 6 brothers and 5 sisters. She has a huge family. And they start off very wealthy. Her father's a merchant. But then their house burns to the ground with all of their important papers. And all of his trading is lost at sea. And then anything else is essentially stolen by bandits. They're destitute at this point. And everybody takes it hard. They essentially go from riches to rags in a fortnight. So it's very hard for them, as it would be for anybody. But the girls essentially take it very hard. They are not happy that their father can't give them luxuries anymore. And the sons have to be put to work as apprentices. Okay, pause. Pause the story.
Angelfish, just who I was hoping to see. Tell me, would you have time to help me with some deals I've made?
Of course.
Marvelous. I've finally gotten some folks to sign contracts despite the slanderous rumors that old windbag of a wizard spreads about me. But some of the villagers are rather late in making payments, and I'd hate to have to add them to my garden.
I'm going to help you to get what you're promised. So nobody ends up in your garden.
That's exactly what I expected from you. Let's start with something simple. Goofy owes me a large amount of seaweed and red algae. And he hasn't delivered. I'm practically wasting away from lack of nourishment. Be a dear and get him to pay up.
We got a deal?
So anyway, none of the kids are happy of what they're going through. But Belle is very gracious, and she does they had gone to very elegant schools when they were rich, because their father could afford to send them there. So she would take the things that she's learned in her instruments as well as in her, Goofy says, "Am I glad to see you? I got kind of a problem. Ursula offered to enchant one of my fishing rods if I agreed to bring her some seaweed and red algae. But then, right after I signed her contract, I got nervous. I tried to catch all the stuff she asked for in a hurry. Then what went wrong? Well, my enchanted fishing rod broke, and now I've been having terrible luck. Ursula's not too happy about it. She's even talking about adding me to her garden. I'll help you. Let's fix your enchanted fishing rod first. I can't leave you in this situation. Thanks. To fix it, I'm gonna need hardwood and tinkering parts. Alright.
Later.
So anyway, everybody in Belle's family is very upset that they are put in this plight. But Belle uses what she learned in school for instruments as well as for singing and dancing and acting and her art school. And she does her best to cheer up her oops. She does her best to cheer up her siblings, but this just makes them hate her more. Because they can't find it in themselves to be as happy as she is. And no, when circumstances go wrong, no, you're not going to be super happy about it. However, finding the joy in what is going on is wise. And I think we see that a lot in the original Belle. And her father just absolutely loves her for it because he's doing his best. It's not his fault that everything went wrong. Yet all of his children are blaming him for what went wrong. So, and Belle uses it as a learning time more than a complaining time, which is encouraging. But yeah, and then her father hears about a shipment that was supposed to come in. And all of his kids get excited because they think, oh good, we are going to finally have our wealth back. But Bella's like, I don't know about that. It's one shipment that might come in. It's not a for sure thing. So while all of her siblings are asking for their father to bring back fancy outfits and stuff that they've had before, she just asks him for a rose. Well, the father goes out and the shipment did not come in as he expected.
What is with this neighborhood?
His partners thought he was dead because he hadn't been in the area for very long. In a very long time. They've been in poverty for about 3 years at this point. So all of his business partners thought he had died because they hadn't seen him around. He wasn't able to continue his trade. So he essentially had to go home empty-handed. And on the way home came a terrible snowstorm to where he had to burrow himself in the hollow of a tree to stay alive from the winter storm. Well, in the morning when he could finally see everything,
Whoa.
um,
See you later.
oops. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So anyway, when the father is able to actually see his surroundings, everything is covered in snow to the point where he can't even see the road or his tracks. But he sees the enchanted castle in front of him, and that is where the beast is. But he doesn't see the proprietor of the castle for a while. There was a big table of food out for him and a warm fire going. So he hadn't eaten in about 24 hours. So he was able to eat. He was able to sleep on the sofa. And he was trying to thank whoever provided him food. But nobody came about. He couldn't see anybody. He didn't even see who gave him the food. Turns out, he started to think that the castle was vacant. And he's like, well, this is great. I don't have any riches, but at least my family can live in this castle, and we can just, mind our own business, essentially. Then he goes out to the courtyard, and he sees a lot of beautiful roses, and he remembers his promise to Belle. And he's like, well, if nothing else, I can't bring back anything to my other kids, but at least someone gets what they wanted from the trip. They get a rose. So, but as soon as he takes a rose off of the bush, that's when the beast comes out and makes himself known. And, he's like, I've done all this for you, and yet you steal from me. And the merchant is like, I did not know there was anybody here. I didn't mean to steal from you. I'm sorry. And the beast says, well, this will essentially cost, like in Assassin's Creed, this will cost you your life. That's essentially what the beast says. Well, at the sound of this, the merchant tries to plead his case by letting him know, hey, I have a family back home. They've already lost so much. Please don't make them lose their father. And then hearing this, the beast is like, okay, well, a life does need to be given. But he's like, if you're willing, I will take one of your daughters. You have 6. I'll take one of them instead of taking your life. And the man is like, no. And he says, well, I'll give you a month to go see your family, tell them what happened, and one of your daughters has to come willingly. You can't trick her into thinking that, it's a good plight. You must make her feel and understand that her life is in danger, and she has to come willingly. Other than that, if that doesn't happen, then essentially your life is mine. So the merchant's like, initially the merchant is like, okay. And in his mind, and the beast says, don't even think about running, because if you do, I will come to your door. I'm going to give you an enchanted horse, and I will know how to find you if you try to take longer than a month to come back. So, the merchant's like, okay, so running is out of the question. And,
Good day for a picnic.
the merchant goes home, and initially his plan was to just not say anything, and then after a month, tell the girls that he's going to be gone, for a while, and, tell everybody the truth at the end of the month, and then just go on his own, and not have anybody going in his place. Well, of course, when he gets home, he can't quite hide how he's feeling or what's going on, because as soon as he gets home, Belle is like, you're not doing well. What's going on? You need to tell us everything. And she, of course, is the one who's like, hey, I will go in your place. And he's like, no, you're not. And at the end of the month, she tries to get the horse to go on its own, so that she could just steal away. But her father finds her, and he's like, no, you're not going on your own. And she's like, yes, I am. Well, as they're arguing, the horse takes both of them to the castle. Is it this? I don't know what I'm doing. I think, that was close. I don't know how to make a lobster roll off the top of my head. I'll have to look up the recipe later. But anyway, the horse takes both of them to the beast's castle, and Belle lets him know, hey, I'm here willingly to take my father's place. And the beast is like, okay, sounds good. You're essentially going to stay here forever. And the father is like, no, we're not doing that. And the beast gives the father a dowry, essentially, for Belle. And he gives him a bunch of clothes and a bunch of riches and a bunch of he has a store of things to give the merchant. Well, Belle essentially has a rule of the castle. She can do whatever she wants throughout the whole castle. And there's invisible servants, and there's just so much she can do, but she can't leave the castle. Finally, in her dreams, she sees someone going around the castle as well, and she thinks it's another prisoner that the beast has. So she spends her days trying to find this prisoner and trying to save him, essentially, because they could talk and they could do whatever they want together in the dreams. In her dreams, she just can't see him when she wakes up. Well, finally, Belle talks to the beast and says, hey, I want to see my father one last time. I haven't seen my siblings or anybody that is my family in so long. And so he gives her permission to go for a month as well, like he did her father. And he sent her with a magical horse that knows how to get to her house and knows how to take her back home, back to the beast's house when the month is over. Well, she returns home, and her father was able to take the riches that the beast gave her, and he was able to build up his riches again and able to support his family as he did before with, riches and a lavish lifestyle and stuff like that. So she's content in seeing that her family is fine. Well, her sisters convince her to stay one more day, then the month. And she's like, okay, I'll stay one more day. One more day can't possibly hurt. It'll be okay. So she stays one more day, and the night of that night that she stayed a day extra, she gets a dream that the beast is sick and dying. And so she goes back to the horse, and she goes back to the castle as fast as she can, and she finds the beast. And it turns out that he thought that she had abandoned him, and she was essentially his last hope to get the enchantment off of him. He doesn't tell her that. He just says that he really, really missed her. He didn't think she was coming back. So he tried to eat poisoned berries from the garden, but a good fairy saw him try to do that and stopped him from doing it and saved his life from the berries. And that night, and that's when she kissed him and she's like, I'm not leaving you. It's going to be okay. You know, I'm here for you. And the next morning, she realized that the man from her dreams that she had gotten to know in those months is the one and the same as the beast. And he tells her, he's like, I wasn't allowed to tell you who I really was, because he's a prince of his own kingdom. And he's like, I wasn't allowed to tell you that I was a prince. If I had told you I was a prince, then the enchantment would have been forever. I would never have been able to be saved from being a beast. And you had to come of your own volition, thinking that you were going to die. If you had come under any false pretenses, then you wouldn't have been able to save me from the curse. Well, finally his mom comes back, because his mom is the queen of their kingdom, and he's the prince, the crown prince. And she comes back and she sees Belle, and she's like, okay, thank you, you did your part, you know, you can go back home, you can do whatever you want. Because Belle is just a normal person, she's not a princess or anything. And she's like, you know, whatever made you love my son, you don't have to, if you don't want to. And Bella's like, no, I actually love him, it's okay. So they do end up getting married, live happily ever after. But ooh, a memory. But back then, from what I understand, the moral of the story is, even if you have an arranged marriage, because back then it was arranged marriages all the time. There, you know, hardly anybody really, especially because marriages were basically a transaction, a combining of kingdoms, for wealth, for whatever. So a lot of people were betrothed, and Beauty and the Beast is the moral of the story is that, you know, whoever you're betrothed to, your new husband, he's not a beast, he's not a monster, he's a human being, and he wants to make you happy, and you two can have a happy life together at the end of it. Yeah. And like in this story, the beast gave a dowry for her, and that helped put her father back on his feet, so that his other daughters could marry dukes and other people that would help him even further in his status. Alright, we just need one more red algae. If I could quit pushing the wrong button, that would be great. Ooh. Oh, is it all gonna be green? There's no red? Well, that stinks. I mean, I'm glad for the extra seaweed, but I would like some red algae, please. I need one more. There we go. All right. Okay, I might want to actually see where she is, huh? Here we go. Okay.
Oh, Angelfish, we need to talk.
Oop,
I knew I could count on you.
it's only half. Goofy is getting the other half. I fixed his fishing rod for him. Is this enough for now?
Hmm.
For now, but only because I'm sure now that Goofy's fishing rod is fixed, he'll get me the rest. Oh, and here, this is for your trouble. It's a little potion I brewed up so the next time you need to catch something, you'll have no trouble at all.
Well, there you go. All right.
These fools have no idea what magic could be controlled here.
All right. Let's put some things back into some chests, and then I'm gonna see if I can't make some Dreamlight. Okay. I mean, I do like the lights on, but okay. All right. Okay, that's flowers. All right, I'm gonna need another chest at some point. Do I have? Oh. Oh, there we go. I think I'll do the cupboard. Hold on, I can't see. There we go. There's cupboards and fridges and wardrobes and things like that. Have storage in them. So we have extra storage. Now I need to actually figure out what I want, how I want to organize these things. For now, we'll just leave it. And then we'll organize it another time. All right. Ooh, scrambled eggs. Is it milk and cocoa bean? I think this is a hot chocolate? Yeah. Alright. I need to sit down with my browser bar open at some point and go through all the recipes. Make sure we have what we can make. Alright. I'll probably do that once I have more biomes open. Oops. I don't have anything else I can... Let's go see if we can make some Dreamlight. Because I really need to start opening up more biomes and unlocking more characters.
Look at all this dreamlight.
Alright. Let's see what we can do.
Sundew. Terrible for the complexion.
I'll probably make chests later. Alright, let's... go fishing for a little bit, because sometimes the fish can get a pretty penny.
Ursula from taking control of this valley.
Oops. Oh well. I like it when it's in a circle. The circle of bowls. Okay. All right. Oh. Oh, okay, close enough. I finally figured out how to feed the crocodiles earlier. Let me see if I can't do it here. You go till he pops his head up. Then he pops his head down and you take a step. And you do this little thing until you finally reach him. You have to go like one little bitty step at a time. Or else he freaks out and runs away.
Gotta love a place where you never know what happens next.
And then of course here comes Vanellope just yelling. No, no, no! I took a too big a step! Aw, man. I had no success far away yesterday. I had to start from like very far away in order for it to work. I don't know if it's gonna happen today. Gotta concentrate. Oh, oh, oh no!
Gosh,
We'll try one more time.
land looks so
And then we'll go on with something else. Yeah, the same with the raccoons in Blade of Trust. Or Forest of Valor. The Forest of Valor, the raccoons, you have to go like little bitty step by little bitty step.
Sheesh, this place is bonkers.
Oh, oh no! Oh no! I took 2 steps instead of 1. Alright, well, we're just gonna go on with our fishing.
love watching the human world.
Yay! Level 23. Go us.
It's time Ursula took matters into her own hands.
You don't have tentacles anymore, Ursula. Hate to break it to you. Oops. Some people think it's weird that I spend so much time in the woods. Do you? No, not at all. Good to know. The forest is just what I'm used to. It's simple. It's simple there. Just me and Sven, the trees, the birds, a guy can really think, you know? That sounds nice. It is. It's always worked for me. Well, then you keep doing it, man.
This village smells like magic? Is that a thing?
I did not know magic could smell. But okay. Here we are.
The villagers are depending on you, my friend. So never give up.
Okay. Alright, let's at least feed the rabbit. They're easier than the crocodiles.
Okay. The neighbors
Where'd it go?
are nice.
Alright. Oh wait, did I pick anything for it? No, I didn't. Hold on, little guy. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you just follow them till they let you approach them. And then the ravens in the Forgotten Lands, they only eat 5-star meals. They're very picky. Mm-hmm. And then the sunbirds, you can just pick whatever flower you want in the, it's not Forgotten Lands, it's, I don't remember what it's called. But where the sunbirds are, all you gotta do is pick a flower from there, and they are happy. And then squirrels and raccoons like berries. And the sea turtles like
Mustn't stay in the
seaweed.
sun, dear. Terrible for the complexion.
What'd she say was terrible for the complexion? I didn't hear her. Ooh. Level 8. Huzzah. It's really funny this time of year because my husband's family lives in South America. Brazil, to be specific. And whenever we call, my husband and I are all bundled up in our warmest clothes, especially this time of year. But this is Brazil's summer. So they're sitting there with fans on and short sleeve shirts and trying to not overheat. And we're over here bundled up and trying not to freeze. Really funny. Wally! Wally is so cute. I don't know what Wally was based off of. I'm curious. Is he based off of a story? Or is he based off of just someone's imagination? I don't know.
Ah, a perfect day for a picnic.
Also Ratatouille. I don't know what Ratatouille is based off of either. Whatever, raccoon. Okay. We'll try one. I'll say we'll try 2 times. Defeat a raccoon. And then we'll go on with, mining rocks. Tangled! I do know what Tangled was based off of. That's a interesting story. It has a lot of moving parts to it. That's one of those stories that I need to hear again before I can retell it. Because I enjoyed hearing the story. There was a lot to it. Same thing with Snow Queen. What Frozen is based off of. I don't remember all the details to it. Okay. Here's a raccoon. Alright, here we go. This is one first attempt. I love how he claps his little paws together. Oops. I almost moved when he was up. Alright, we can do it. He's just a little trash panda. He's so cute. Yay! We did it! He's so happy. Look at him. Aww. My husband's behind me grumbling. Uh-oh, she found a trash panda. Feeding it blueberries. Oh, we were mining, weren't we? Oh. Hold on, I'm gonna need to eat a little bit of my orange. There we go. Don't forget to snack today.
Mother knows best.
Okay, why is Mother Gothel following me? You need to move it along, ma'am. Ooh, pretty green rocks. Look at him, he's so cute. He sat right down like, I know you gave me food earlier. You gonna give me food now?
Good to see you.
right. We almost have enough to do the last upgrade to the general store. Huzzah. At least I think it was a general store. We'll find out. There we go. I couldn't select the pickaxe for some reason. All right. Ooh, a chest. Ta-da. Boop. Yay! Huzzah! I want this one, thank you.
Stitch wants coconut cake and coffee.
Coconut cake and coffee? We don't have coconuts yet, 'cause we don't have Maui yet. But coffee can be done. I haven't made coffee yet on here, I don't think. Do I have coffee plant? Don't remember. I'm gonna go get some, and then I'm gonna make some coffee. I haven't had coffee today yet.
Gusto said anyone.
Oh man,
Of course it helps if I.
that's sad. It's funny how there are coffee people, and there are tea people, and there's hot chocolate people, and I'm somewhere in the middle. I love coffee, but I love tea. I guess I'm a tea and coffee person, but hot chocolate, that is definitely my husband's thing. Oh, do I not have coffee bushes yet? Why don't I have coffee bushes? I don't remember that being something I had to acquire. I thought that just came with the valley. Goodness. But yeah, I love coffee in the morning. I like it black. I like it... Oh. I like making lattes. Let's see, 74 and 99, that's about 25. Okay. There we go. But anyway, but I'll have either a latte or coffee, or I'll make a mocha. I think I've talked about that before. Where I'll put hot chocolate at the bottom of my... Square up to that thing. Thank you. Or I'll put hot chocolate. So I do like hot chocolate in my coffee. But yeah, hot chocolate is definitely my husband's thing. Now I do like a good tea at the end of the day before I go to sleep. I'll put, I get herbal tea, or like right now we are going between a white tea that tastes like sugar cookies
Perfect day for
and a peppermint tea, an herbal tea, and then we also have another herbal tea. I don't remember what it tastes like, but it is delicious. So, and then I make toast and put jam on it. It is a perfect right before bed snack to have.
Oh, I've got some new goods at the store.
All right, let's go see what they have. But yeah, are you a tea person? Are you a coffee person? A mix of both? Or are you a hot chocolate person? Oh, that's a comfy couch. Have you ever seen the big comfy couch? I used to love watching the big comfy couch. It was one of my favorite shows to watch. I especially liked it at the end every night when she would try to put things away. She'd pick up her room and she'd put everything in the couch. And then she had a little clock rug and she would show what time it was with her arms and legs like a clock. And it was so much fun. I loved that show.
You're always welcome at my restaurant.
Our Peanuts calendar says it's the 16th. It is the 17th. We need to change that. Alright,
Wow.
Lucy is talking to Snoopy,
Friends could see this place.
and she says, "It used to be that a person could live isolated from the world's problems. Then it got to be that we all knew everything that was going on. The problem now is that we know everything about everything except what's going on. That's why you feel nervous. 5 cents, please." And Snoopy says, "I'm short a nickel, I'm still nervous, and I still don't know what's going on." I love the Peanuts comics. Charles Schultz knew what he was doing. All right. Well, where'd it go? There it is. Ooh, a memory. Monsters Inc. You better put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Yay! Okay. Alright, let's see. I think it's 10,000 Dreamlight light things. I think. I don't remember. Yay! 10,000! Alright. Now hopefully we can... The little foxes. Oh, they're so cute! I love them so much.
There you are.
Dun dun dun!
I can see into the future, so I know you should come talk to me.
Precisely who I was hoping to see. I'm certain you've noticed the rather snowy problem we have on our hands. There's a blizzard in the Frosted Heights, but it isn't a mere meteorological happenstance. There's dark magic afoot. What a magical mess. What should we do?
Now,
To set this right, we need to restore the pillar in the Frosted Heights. That should keep all the vexing dark magic at bay. How do I restore the pillar? I suppose I'll need to find the orb like the others? Precisely. But I'm afraid it's easier said than done. The orb has been missing from the Frosted Heights since shortly after the forgetting began.
a dark
And it,
age indeed.
oh dear, it's been missing so long that I can't remember which virtue power it is. It's magic. What could it have been? Whatever powered this pillar was something more elemental.
Why, that's
Whatever it was, I'm afraid you'll have trouble finding the orb. That blizzard means you won't be able to see an inch beyond your nose. I suggest you start by investigating the center of the mystical activity. You must search the blizzard for the source of the disturbance. And act quickly. The storm is growing larger. If we don't stop it soon, I fear it'll swallow up the entire valley. Oh, and Yogi Bear, I suggest you dress for the weather. It's going to be downright frigid.
Never forget your imagination.
Alright, let's see if we have anything for this type of weather. Well, I am wearing a sweater. Some boots. Oh, here's another sweater. Do we have any gloves? We have those gloves, but that's not exactly the kind I need. We have those. Still not the best for winter. Oh well. It'll have to do. It's all we have. Ooh. Well, that's not fair. They put one of the coins where I can't reach it.
Say,
Well, that stinks. Ooh.
well,
I love how he's like, there's a blizzard here, and then he goes fishing. In the blizzard. Loneliness is safe. If I'm alone, then no one can ever leave me again. Ooh, a hat. And gloves. Awesome. I'm gonna put those on. There we go. That's more warm. Ooh. Aw. Uh-oh.
oh, so
Oh, you found me. Hooray, that means I'm it. Now it's your turn to hide. My advice, choose a good spot. Anna says my finding abilities are epic. Huh? Is this a game? Of course. Don't you remember? We were playing hide and seek. Wait, you look taller than I remember. I suppose the last time we saw each other was a long time ago, way back before the forgetting. Does that mean you're all grown up now? That's right. Well, I hope you're not too grown up to finish playing our game. Now it's your turn to hide and my turn to seek. Ready? Let's hide and seek later. But first, I need your help fixing a magical mess. There's a magical blizzard that's threatening the whole village. If we're going to stop it, we need to find the orb and restore the pillar. Ooh, I very much want to help, but first I'm in need of some assistance myself. You've probably noticed that I'm missing my nose, my buttons, and my arms. I thought you looked a little different. Some might like the minimalist look, but I'm much more fond of my full Olafness. I'll help you get all your parts back. I think when I came in, I saw some squirrels carrying them off. Oh, right, silly me, those squirrels are my friends. Did you know there are over 200 species of squirrels? But the ones here don't look like the squirrels I've seen before. They're all mysterious and glowy. Still, they like to play keep away with me, which is nice. It helps pass the time. They take my buttons and nose and I chase them around to get them back. Sounds fun. It is, especially for the squirrels. But this time when you came in, the squirrels ran out right past you with my nose and buttons. I've only ever had to chase them around here before. Okay, I'll help you get them back. Great, let's chase down some squirrels.
hands down, this is the
Alright. We will have to help Olaf next week, because it is about time for us to say adieu. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Don't forget to hydrate. Don't forget to eat a snack today. Take care of yourself. If you are in an area that has freezing cold weathers and snow right now, please, please, please stay warm. Please don't get cabin fever and do something reckless. Please don't do that. Also, if you're in an area where it is nice and sunny and hot and midsummer for you, well, don't overheat. Don't forget to hydrate, especially. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Bye. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you liked this video, please like it. If you enjoy this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. If you would like to interact with me live, come on over to Twitch. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is when I game.